Hey everybody, welcome back to the Nobody Cares podcast.
Hi.
It's been a little while. We took a little bit of a break, a little bit of reprieve.
We all need a break.
Yeah.
Everybody needs a break sometimes.
We don't always have a Kit Kat bar on hand.
Well, we kind of do, don't we?
I'm ashamed to admit it took me a minute to realize what you were talking about.
We love our editor.
Yes. We do. Especially me.
Literally, yeah.
But yeah, welcome back. I'm your host, Adam.
I'm Jared. How's it going?
And on the Nobody Cares podcast, we basically talk about things that nobody cares about except for us and a few others. I use too many words that I am not talking very well today. This is going to be fun.
You know, even if you don't care about what we're talking about, it can still be entertaining. I think you don't have to care about a subject to be entertained by it.
Oh, yeah.
Love you guys.
real quick. The last episode we did, the comedy one.
Yeah.
There was one subject I wanted to touch up on.
Yeah, go for it.
That. And I feel bad that I missed out on this one. One of the other comedians that was a big influence for me, especially when I
This was a past comedian?
Yeah, this is a past comedian, sadly.
No worries.
But George Carlin.
Oh, yes. I love George Carlin.
Carlin is fucking genius.
I love George. Especially if you've never heard, like, his rants on, like, religion and stuff.
Oh, God.
Have you ever heard, like, his stand-up on religion?
Yes.
Oh, it's so good. I know we talk about we don't want to get into religion. We don't want to get into politics. Well, some of us don't. I don't really care either way. But George Carlin goes in. Like, he goes in.
He goes in
so
hard.
Good. It's so
He goes
good.
in hard.
Yeah, I'm a fan of George Carlin.
Yeah, like, when I first heard George Carlin's stand-up, I was floored because I had watched comedians.
Yeah.
But I had grown up watching comedians like Jeff Dunham, Gabriel Iglesias, and people like that. I didn't have a lot of crude humor growing up.
Right.
Like, I listened to a lot of comedians.
Yeah.
But none of them were ever just truly a crude comedian.
Oh,
like,
if you've never, by the way,
Larry
if you've
the
never
Cable
heard
Guy, Jeff Dunham, Jeff Foxworthy.
If you've never heard Eddie Murphy's early stand-up comedy, you need to listen to that. What you view as Eddie Murphy right now is not the original Eddie Murphy stand-up. You talk about crude comedy, that is like the primary example that I can think of. He was funny as like even in his early days.
Anyway, like I said, I just want to kind of touch up on that because I felt bad to myself personally that I didn't mention him.
George Carlin, didn't he like recently die? Or has he been dead for a while? I'm not sure.
I think he died before Robin did.
Okay, because I only recently heard that he died. I was under the impression that he was still alive until recently when I heard he died.
He passed away. I don't know exactly when he passed, but I'm pretty sure it was like before.
You think it was before Robin?
I'm pretty sure it was before Robin Williams.
Okay.
I mean, I could be wrong. I don't know.
All right.
But anyway, and now we can get on to today's actual subject, which is...
Yes, what is it?
Wheel of random, turn. Tell us the bullshit that we shall learn, or not.
What is it, Kit Kat? I love you.
Random tier list.
Ooh.
Oh, snap. We kind of talked about this at one point, of how we were going to do this. You're going to have to give us a refresher of how we're going to do this.
So I have a wheel of random subjects. We will spin the wheel with pick the random subject, and you will get 2 minutes to pick your top 5, and then we will discuss.
2 minutes to pick our top 5?
That subject. Yep.
Okay.
Oh, God.
We're timed.
Ooh.
I feel like I'm taking the ACT test again back in high school.
This is gonna be fun. Would y'all like to know your first subject?
Sure.
Before that happens, hey everybody, subscribe to us, ding our dong, like us, ring the bell, subscribe to our Patreon.
Yeah, this is a Patreon.
All the stuff.
All the things.
Yeah, we need money.
Yes.
We love you. All right, now I'm ready. I'm ready. SpongeBob, pinky out.
Alright. Your first subject
Oh, boy.
Fast food chains.
Okay. Fast food chains.
And this is top 5.
Top 5.
Have you already started the 2 minutes?
Yep.
Ruthless. Love it. Okay. By the way, I want to say we live in the South. Like, we live in South freaking... Well, should I say where we live? Is it okay? We live in South Arkansas, so we're very limited on our selections around here. Oh, should we start at like 5 and work our way to 1? Or do we just go down the list? Does it matter? Should we... I don't know. I'm good with starting from 5. I didn't do mine in any particular order, so I got to figure this out, actually. I just wrote shit down. Let's see. Okay. Do you want to maybe talk about your number 5? I'll talk about my number 5, and then we kind of move on.
Yeah,
Do
sure.
it that way? All right, cool.
The reason I put Taco Bell as my least favorite is just because, like, I'm a fan of Mexican... Like, I love Mexican food. I was born and raised on Mexican food, even without being Latino or anything like that. Their food is like poison to my stomach, number 1.
Yep.
Number 2, I have to buy so much of it to make it a worthwhile meal.
Mm-hmm.
Like, a lot of the times I'll get something from them and it'll be just this, like, little bitty burrito type thing. Unless I get, like, their deluxe meals, and that's just more expensive.
Mm-hmm.
I end up spending more money at a Taco Bell to get a worthwhile meal for myself than I would at any other restaurant.
Yeah. Okay, so my number 5 is McDonald's. I don't actually know if that's an actual number 5, but it was my 2 minutes number 5. McDonald's, I'm not like, McDonald's is shitty food, sure, for a lot of standards, straight up. It's not great food. But like, if you use their app, you just get a 20% discount on your every day. And no matter what you buy, you rack up these points. And on the McDonald's app, they just throw free food at you and all these discounts. And yeah, like, it's not the best food, but it's food. And with the app, it's almost free food. So to me, that's why it's number 5. You get food that's not great, but it's almost free.
So for me, number 4, I have never been a fan of Burger King. I've never liked Burger King. Burger King just does not have that good of food to me.
Okay, so hold on. So what I'm hearing is you hate Burger King, but not as bad as you hate Taco Bell.
Pretty much.
All right, cool. Gotcha.
Like, Burger King is a burger place.
Yeah.
It's highly possible to fuck up a burger, but not to the point of making it inedible.
By the way, I just want to throw this out here real quick, and I want you to continue. But real quick, I just want to say that we live in a really small town, and so we barely have 5 fast food restaurants where we live.
Shit.
So our top 5 is like the 5 that exists in the really small town we live in. I don't want to throw that out there. Like, this is our experience.
I want to point one thing out. Long John Silver's is a fast food place.
Oh, it is a fast food? That qualifies as fast food?
You don't forgot about Dre. I mean, Long John Silver.
Well, see, okay. Ow. This is a completely different subject. But Long John Silver's, to me, doesn't qualify as fast food because I love Long John
it's great.
Silver's.
But yeah, she's right. It is fast food.
Unofficially, Long John Silver's is my new number 1.
Oh, okay.
Long John
Now that you remembered it.
Well, no, it's not that I didn't remember it. Again, it's just I didn't consider Long John Silver's a fast food joint. Because, okay, here's the thing with Long John Silver's. Number 1, the food's amazing. Anyone who says otherwise can f*** off. My thing with Long John Silver's is it's a very sentimental place for me. Because, like I said, number 1, the food's great. Anyone who disagrees can f*** off. Number 2, it's very sentimental for me. Because it's where me and my mom went to all the time.
Wait, what was your number 4?
My number 4 was Burger King.
Oh, right, because I think we were supposed to be on number 4, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'm like, hold on, are we talking about number 1 or number 4?
She mentioned Long John Silver's, and I got off on a chance.
Yeah, it's all good.
But yeah, Burger King is 4 for me, just because I will eat there, but it's not going to be my first choice.
Okay. Well, my number 4 is Popeyes. I actually made a last-minute switch because I have free control over my own actions, and I can do that.
I can actually really agree with that.
Wait, really?
I can agree with that one because, okay, I love fried chicken.
Yeah.
I had a very mediocre experience with... I've only ever eaten at Popeyes once, but I had a very mediocre experience.
I've heard people
it.
to say that about Popeyes, but here's what I want to say about Popeyes. Why it's my number 4 is, okay, I will agree that their fried chicken is maybe not the best. Like if you just order 2-piece, 3-piece fried chicken, chicken dinners, whatever, their fried chicken is actually, to me, not the highlight. It's actually their chicken sandwich. And I know there was this whole hype online on the internet about, Popeye's chicken sandwich. But let me tell you, out of experience, like, the hype is real. Like, their chicken sandwich is, like, this thick, and it costs, like, less than $5 to get. Like, it's a giant chicken sandwich. It's juicy, it's tender, it's flavorful, it's seasoned nicely, and the bun is good, and you can either get it, the spicy sauce, which, by the way, the spicy version of it is not really that spicy to me. Like, Adam, I know you like spice. I feel like if you got the spicy chicken sandwich, to you, I would imagine it's like, yeah, there's a little bit of kick to this, but it's not bad. On their app, the Popeyes app, they do something similar to McDonald's, where a lot of times they just throw these deals at you, like buy one chicken sandwich, get one free. So you can spend like $4 and get 2 really good chicken sandwiches. That's hard to beat. Mm-hmm. And also they give you the points too, where you rack up and you can get free stuff with the points. So Popeyes is really, really good.
Yeah. So next is number 3. And for me, that's McDonald's.
Okay.
And the reason, McDonald's is 3 for me because, like you were saying, it's cheap and easily accessible. There's all the deals that's available on the app and whatnot. And plus, when it is working, McFlurry go burr.
Brrr. Yep. All right.
And, like, that's a very big selling factor for me is, okay, how's your dessert menu?
Sorry, our ice cream machine is down. Try, but then when you go back next week for the 5th time, and it's actually up, you're in for a treat.
Yes, exactly. M and the McFlurry go burr.
Yeah, fair enough. My number 3 is KFC. Only for like 2 items on their menu. Like their chicken is like, if you get a bucket or some chicken, it's fine. But the 2 things on their menu, because let's be real. The 2 menu items I'm about to talk about, let's just lay all our cards out on the table here. I'm going to anyway. These are fat boy meals. Like we're not counting calories. We're not on a diet. We just want our chicken. And so the 2 items I'm thinking of is the KFC Famous Bowl, where they literally just throw together mashed potatoes, gravy, corn, cheese, and chicken, and it's like, here's your dog food.
Wait,
and it's
they
so
throw
good.
It all into one thing?
It is a bowl with all of those things together, yes, and it is delicious.
Okay, wait, this is a thing?
Yes, KFC Famous Bowl. Look into it. It is a bowl of mashed potatoes, gravy, cheese, corn, and fried chicken all together in a bowl. They don't serve it with a straw yet, but one day. All right. But I didn't even get to the second item. The second item is the Double Down. So the Double Down, if anybody doesn't know, at KFC, it is literally 2 pieces of fried chicken.
Oh.
That is the bun. There is no bun to this thing. And in the middle of these 2 pieces of fried chicken, there are like 2 or 3 slabs of bacon, cheese, and this like sauce. And they call it a sandwich. This thing is not a sandwich. It's a holy abomination from Satan that is the most delicious thing ever. But you will 100% like go into cardiac arrest like after like the second bite, straight up.
I want these.
Yeah, no shit, right? It's great. So yeah, KFC is my number 3 because of this.
This is the best idea I've ever had.
By the way, I have to say this one thing.
Bacon witch.
One thing, and I know our editor wants to say that, but real quick. So they recently did a promo at KFC where if you got a Double Down sandwich, you got a Diablo 4 access code for their beta. And so that literally makes the Double Down sandwich the devil sandwich. I just want to throw it like straight up. All right, editor, did you want to say something? Okay.
And she is.
She's telling us to go to number 2 because she can't handle our shit. Oh, she can't handle my shit. Sorry, let's be real. Go ahead.
Number 2, Wendy's.
Okay.
And like, I don't actually eat that much at Wendy's, but I do. I've never went to a Wendy's and had a bad meal.
Yeah.
Like, I've been to Wendy's a good handful of times, and every time I went there, like, normally when you eat at a fast food joint, there's so much grease and whatnot on a fast food.
Yes, but not Wendy's. Not Wendy's.
That you eat it, and then you're spending. Then, like, 10 minutes later, you're spending 30 minutes on.
I agree. Wendy's, you eat their burgers or something, you eat one of their menu items, and you don't feel horrible after.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like, it legitimately tastes almost like an actual home cooked meal.
Yeah.
To a point.
Right, yeah.
Like,
they're great.
There are things that are a little bit better or a little bit worse.
Yeah.
The fucking little keychains they sell where you get the little mini Frosties.
Yeah. Why not? That's great.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, Wendy's, to me, again, it's the kind of thing of, it's fast food, yes, but it's good fast food.
Agreed.
Like, it's a fast food that you can go and eat it, and you're not going to regret it unless probably you eat the chili.
Or you get a fucking Baconator, or the loaded chili fries, or whatever.
Baconator.
The Baconator is really good, but yeah.
I went for years without eating the Baconator. Like, it wasn't until, like, they put the Wendy's here that I actually had a Baconator for the first time. Because, right, again, I don't eat at Wendy's that much.
Right,
and they were expensive. They're the more pricey sandwich on a Wendy's menu.
Yeah. So my number 2. Wait, are we number 3 or number 2? Yeah, we're on number 2. Sorry. My number 2 is Dairy Queen. Because I think Dairy Queen's food is similar to Wendy's in that my experience. By the way, Dairy Queen is not everywhere, so people are like, what is Dairy Queen? That's like, I think that's a southern thing. Like, there's a bunch of them in Texas.
Is it really not?
No, not like in the north. I'm pretty sure there's not a whole lot of DQs in the north United States. Yeah. I think that's more of like a southern United States thing. I'm not sure. I'd have to look. But for me, so Dairy Queen, my number 2, because it's similar to Wendy's in that their food is just fresh. It just tastes good, and you don't feel horrible after you eat. The ice cream is really good, but the reason Dairy Queen is so high for me personally is because they have the best fries of any fast food place I've ever had. Dairy Queen's fries are just the best that I've ever had. They are hot. They are crispy. Yeah. They have the perfect amount of salt and pepper, and you just want to just keep eating them, and there's just a nice crunch every single time. They have the best fries of any fast food place I've ever had.
Yeah. I will agree.
That is the real reason why Wendy's is so high for me.
All right, so number 1. Number 1 for me, Sonic.
Interesting.
For me, Sonic, again, has that same type of quality that Wendy's has.
Yeah.
Like, I'll eat a burger from Sonic, and, like, more often than not, my stomach won't be rolling in the tide of grease afterwards. Mm-hmm. Like, don't get me wrong, Sonic has greasy food.
Yeah.
Like, that's just a given. Like, most fast food places, they're going to have greasy-ass food.
Mm-hmm.
But Sonic, while, yes, it does have its grease, it's still well-made.
Yeah.
I've rarely ever had a burger from Sonic and it be bad.
Right.
And their service, it depends on what Sonic you go to, but I feel like that's like every restaurant.
Yeah, true.
But and plus also Sonic is another sentimental place for me.
Yeah.
Because it was Sonic and places like that where I grew up that, again, me and my family frequented a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Technically, there were 2 places in, not my hometown, but the biggest town.
Mm-hmm.
Sonic, originally it was closer to the Walmart there.
Yeah.
But then they moved to a new location.
Okay. And
then that area was rebranded and turned into what's known as a Cruisers.
Oh, I've never heard of Cruisers, but
I'm pretty sure Cruisers was a literally hometown thing.
yeah, there's a place in Stamps called Jimmy's. Have you ever been to that one?
I've not been to it, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's like a drive-in kind of place like
Yeah.
that. Yeah,
Yeah, there's a
it's pretty
place
good.
similar to that, close to where we live.
Yeah.
And it's always those places that have the best fucking ice cream
Yeah.
cones.
Yes. Yeah.
They
do.
always have the best fucking ice cream.
Yep. That's right.
I don't know why, but they do.
I don't know either, but you're right.
But like I said, it's a place called Cruisers.
Okay.
But it's basically the same formula as Sonic is.
Mm-hmm.
Like you have the little drive-in thing, you park, you press the button, you order your food.
Yeah.
But when it first started, they would bring, if you were to order a certain meals, they would bring your food out, and they would basically be set up in these cardboard, like, old style cars.
Right.
And like the fancy sports cars from like the freaking 70s, 80s, and 60s.
Yeah.
Like the old style luxury cars. There would be little cardboard cartons of those cars.
Yeah.
And I would go with my grandparents to Cruisers, and they would always get that, and I would just be playing with the cardboard cars while I was eating and whatnot. So again, places like Sonic and in extension Cruisers, it's just one of those places that is a sentimental memory.
Oh
for
yeah.
me.
Are you a fan of like onion rings? Do you like onion rings?
I need to be in the mood.
You need to be in the mood. Yeah, not everybody likes onion rings, but that was one of my earliest memories with my parents going to Sonic, was them getting onion rings, and at the time they would come out all hot and crispy, and just the smell was just was to me really good. That sort of fried, battered onion ring smell, and that's just one of my earliest memories. And so, I think back very fondly of Sonic, back in the day. I still like Sonic today, but I mostly, admittedly, go there these days for, like, either ice cream or drinks. Yeah. Pretty much.
And, like, I mean, on the onion ring thing, like, Sonic is the only place where I actually will just go and eat an onion ring.
Yeah,
from Sonic.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not a big fan of onion rings otherwise.
Yeah, they're not bad, though.
But, like, the onion rings at Sonic, for whatever reason,
they're pretty good. I think it's their batter.
It's the batter or the way they cook them or something, because normally I can't eat, like, just whole onions. Yeah. They have to be cooked in a certain way for me to, like, stomach them.
Mm-hmm. And you know what?
I can eat onion ring from Sonic and actually eat it. And not be
and enjoy it. Yeah. And one of their more popular items, mozzarella sticks. I don't know how you feel about those. Are they, like, one of your favorites? Yeah. They're definitely one of mine. For sure.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Last thing. Again, I'm a huge mama's boy. Not gonna lie, I'm a fucking mama's boy.
Yeah.
My mom and me would always go to Sonic, and we would get one thing. Like, I would always order the same thing from Sonic, and I would always order their popcorn chicken and some mozzarella sticks.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
and
nice.
I would always ask them for the gravy.
Yeah.
And I would put the gravy with the
chicken,
and all that whatnot, and
that sounds pretty good. Actually.
I just spent, and that was just a thing. I would go to Sonic, eat that, and be eating my food, and I'd just be sitting in the car with my mom.
Yeah,
just talking bullshit and just spending time with my mom.
That's great, and those are the memories that stick with you.
Yeah,
too.
And that's just the thing. Like it was always those moments where, and it was reasons like that I'm as close to my mom as I am.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Again, Sonic
is your number one.
Sonic number one for me.
And a lot of it is nostalgia.
If I had thought that we were considering Long John Silver's,
that would be your number one.
If I consider Long John Silver's fast food, it would be my number one. Yes.
You know what? We're kind of timed on these, so I think we can make little addendas. I made one too, so it's okay. Well, okay. So quickly, my number one, and I'm gonna catch a lot of shit for this, but it's Taco Bell, and if I could put Chipotle as my number one, it would be Chipotle, but apparently Chipotle is not fast food. So it's going to be Taco Bell, and really the only reason is because I'm a Mexican food freak, and really Taco Bell is the only, like, fast food Mexican place that I have access to. And so that's really the only reason why it's my number one. Yeah, Taco Bell does not have the best quality food. It's kind of like, I kind of equate it to McDonald's, and that it's like, yep, it's food. Here you go. It's not great quality, but it's at least Mexican food, kind of. It resembles Mexican food anyway. So
it's
that's
diet Mexican food.
Oh, I wouldn't call it diet. I would not call it diet. Unless you consider like a violent bowel movement to be a part of your diet, then yes.
Great Value Mexican.
Yeah. That's a good way to put it. Like, generic Mexican. Yes, that is Taco Bell. Is generic Mexican. So yeah, I'm a fast food freak, and I'll take any form of. I'm sorry, I'm a Mexican food freak. That's what I meant to say. That is why Taco Bell is my number one. I'm ready. You're gonna have fun editing this one.
That's a very dangerous looking face. For those who are listening to audio, she's making a very pleased and giddy face.
Don't leave us in suspense, Kit Kat. What's next?
She's going to murder you.
I'm ready.
The next one is animes.
Oh, anime.
God.
Okay, cool. Can do. All right, I'm good. I got it. Right on time, too. Yeah. And I just want to point out before we start on this is obviously this is the anime that we have seen. We can't so if people get upset why didn't you include this amazing anime? I have a bunch that I haven't seen yet. So I'm only putting this obviously this is a list of what we have seen.
Yeah.
I can't really count things I haven't seen yet. So I'm just throwing that out there.
How about we start with you this time?
Starting with me this time? Okay.
Him last time.
Cool. Thanks. So number 5 for me, I guess it would be Bleach. And before I get into Bleach, I just want to say that I have not seen all the seasons of Bleach. I've seen some seasons of Bleach. And the reason I really enjoyed Bleach, especially I would say the first season. I was very into the first season of Bleach. And I never read the manga. I've only seen the anime. But my whole thing with Bleach, and the reason it's low on my list, I guess, is because there is a lot of filler in Bleach that I have seen. There's a lot of let's just throw in this bullshit in between the stuff. And to be fair, Naruto had a lot of that too. And so that's why it's, I guess, lower. But especially in season 1 of Bleach, and I want to say that I have not seen all of Bleach yet. I haven't finished it because it got to a certain point where I was watching it, and I'm like, okay, I'm not really interested anymore. And so I kind of stepped away from it. So I haven't finished it. But what I did see, especially season 1, was really good, and it really had me hooked.
My number 5 is also Bleach.
Really? Hey, Bleach buddies! Whoop.
Okay, when Bleach first came out, it was amazing. I loved it. It had a cool concept.
Yeah.
I loved the designs, and plus swords.
Oh yeah.
The sword design,
the whole Bankai thing was really cool.
Shikai, the different forms of the spiritual swords. The idea and concept of Bleach was so cool to me. And as a kid, I had so many times where I just went outside and played pretend Bleach.
Yeah.
And a lot of my imaginative ideas and make believe sessions when I was a kid related to Bleach.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yes.
However, after the Aizen arc, it fell off. And it fell off hard.
That's kind of where I was at, too.
Watching through it, I was a continuous fan for the longest time. I even enjoyed the Fullbringer arc, which I'm sure you probably don't know what the Fullbringer arc is.
No.
But the Fullbringer arc is pretty much the entire Bleach community's least favorite, if not the most abhorred arc of Bleach fans. I could be wrong. Feel free to yell at me and correct me in the comments. But I enjoy. Okay, the thing was, I liked the Fullbringer arc. I actually did.
Really?
I liked the idea of it, the designs of the abilities, and the way they functioned and work. I thought was cool, and I liked them. However, Tite Kubo has the most dumb way of doing final season boss fights.
Oh, okay.
He is so cut and dry.
Yeah.
And people can argue with me as much as they want about this, but it's true.
Yeah.
When it comes to the final fight, the final conclusion, the epic showdown
That should be this
between
big
Ichigo
fight.
and the big bad,
Yeah.
he wastes zero time.
Yeah.
He has, and the worst part is, he'll have this this huge buildup. Mm-hmm. Like there was a
And
fight,
it kind of falls flat. Yeah.
there was this fight between one of the Goatee 13 captains, the dude who wielded the two swords, who wore the pink Haruo.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And it was him versus Aizen's basically number 1 Espada.
Okay.
The Arrancar number 1 rank.
Yeah.
They went into the full backstory and origin of this number 1 rank Arrancar.
Yeah.
And how he literally split himself in two because he was so lonely.
Oh, wow.
He was so alone because his power was so...
Wow.
His power was so volatile that anyone who got close to him was just vaporized instantly.
Jeez.
So he never had companionship.
Wow.
So he split himself in two so he could feel companionship.
Yeah.
And it was this heart-wrenching and well thought out. And it was just... I loved the way his backstory and whatnot was explained.
Yeah.
And then the fight happens. Haruo guy basically kills him.
In like...
In a bullshit way!
Oh, no.
Because his Bonkai is basically this small child who plays games of, oh, if I hit this color, you're going to take damage. Or whatever.
Okay.
And it was this... Again, I love Bleach. I love the ideas of it. And plus, the designs of a lot of stuff in Bleach are cool. And I appreciate designs. Especially the hollow masks.
Oh, yeah.
Oh!
Really cool. The hollow masks in Bleach are really cool.
But it was always the final fights that just fell
flat.
so flat. And they felt
And it's
so
always
rushed.
it's always this big lead up. Like the whole story arc is led up to this. And it's like, okay. It's over in like less than an episode.
It literally felt like Tite Kubo was like, okay, we're at the final fight. I just want to get this shit over with. He dies, he dies, he dies, he dies. Okay, Ichigo won. There you go.
Yep.
All right, so...
All right,
number
we're
4.
going to number 4. Okay, so my number 4 is Samurai Champloo. And I know a lot of people probably have not seen this one. Samurai Champloo is more, I guess, niche, especially like in the United States where we live. It wasn't. I think it was on Adult Swim for a little while, but as far as
on Toonami,
like Toonami for a little while, but then other than that, its existence has been pretty much like minimal to none. But anyway.
I love Sebastian.
Oh man, it's my number 4.
was my dude, man.
Yes.
Mugen was my dude.
Mugen and Jin was my dude. I was a big fan of Jin because Jin was like really misunderstood, and he was more analytical and technical in his combat style. And then later on, when he loses the glasses and he gets hit and his hair comes out, oh, it's so cool. Like I don't know, I really liked Jin. And the anime is like the stuff outside of the combat stuff was very basic and very kind of straightforward. And it's like these 3 people are just sort of traveling together. They're broke and they're always looking for money and they're starving and they have no money. And that's pretty much the whole thing. Like that's pretty much the whole thing.
The adventure,
between the combat stuff.
There were points of plot littered through the show.
Yes,
but even the plot wasn't the main focus of the show. It
Correct.
was just these people living their lives in their travel.
Correct. And
which honestly is why, to me, it was so endearing.
Yeah.
And why I loved watching it.
Right. Yeah, the plot was not the focus.
Hell, there was an episode where they were just playing fucking baseball.
Yep. They just played baseball with Americans, and that was an entire episode.
And the Americans were complete douchebags.
Oh, yeah. And they were the whole stereotypical fat McDonald's going corporate Americans, and they portrayed them like that. It was hilarious.
What was great
Yeah.
was the whole English translation they have for them was just the fact of.
And you know what? They weren't wrong. That is how Americans are.
Really fucked up part.
That they weren't wrong. Yeah. But I liked Samurai Champloo. The main thing was just like the style and the music and the way they sort of transition between one character and another. Like just a little subtle dialogue where the dialogue is very minimal, where it might be just Mugen walking somewhere and stopping and then just looking to someone and then making like a one word off comment and then walking off, and that's the whole scene. We're gonna go on to see what Jin or the female character was doing, and like she barely had even. I'll be honest with you. What was her name? Fu?
Yes,
The female character. I barely remember anything about her because she was mostly uninteresting. She was.
I was the opposite. I remember so many things with Fu.
Like her biggest whole thing was, have you seen the samurai that smells of flowers? Like
smells of sunflowers.
Smells of sunflowers. That was like her whole thing. Other than that, she was just sort of a damsel in distress. And there was the one episode where even she got captured and was pretty much involved in human trafficking. That was a whole thing too. And like, yeah, I remember some things about her, but most of her character was like really forgettable for me. Like there wasn't a whole lot interesting there. But Jin and Mugen, like their story to me is what Samurai Champloo was about.
Yeah,
and it was just really good to me.
I especially love Mugen and his basically blend of samurai mixed with breakdancer.
Yeah. It was just sort
that.
of the wild, I do whatever I want style of like samurai fighting, and it was great. Like improvised like samurai fighting, and it was really good. But like really, really good improvised samurai fighting.
My number 4, again, this is probably normally rank a little bit higher, but time stress. Demon Slayer.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Demon Slayer is a little bit recent for me. I've not even actually fully finished season 1 yet.
Yeah.
We're currently watching that.
Yeah.
And I love Demon Slayer. It's such a... I love the story, the art style of it, the character... Most of the characters...
Yeah, most of the characters.
Gotta
admit, there's one really, 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 really bad character.
I'm sorry, like
an amazingly bad character.
I don't know for a fact if Zenitsu actually has a full backing of fangirls or whatever. Don't get me wrong, Zenitsu has his moments.
Yeah,
I can stand him being in a scene when he's just being calm, but the
that's
moment
like,
he loses his starts yelling insensibly. That's when I'm like, okay, can someone please kill him? Yeah. Someone please, for the love of God, kill him.
He is, to me, so far, and I've only seen season up a little, almost up to season 1. We're working on season 1, but he is easily the worst part of the whole show, of the whole anime. He is the worst part, straight up. Everything else about the anime I've enjoyed so far of Demon Slayer.
How are we gonna solve this problem, Tanjiro? Headbutt.
Yep. Speaking of headbutts. Yep.
But yeah, I have enjoyed Demon Slayer very much.
I have 2 from what I've seen.
Yeah. So okay, number 3.
All right, my number 3 is Death Note, and I think like a lot of people, I have a roller coaster of a relationship with Death Note, because to me the best part of the whole anime was the interactions and everything, sort of the 3D chess interactions between Light and L. Yes, Light and L.
Yes.
And their whole sort of mind games with each other and everything, and then that whole penultimate how that all ended and everything. And by the way, we should mention that we are kind of talking about story stuff here, so if you guys have not seen these anime, you might just we might get into spoilers a little bit, and I will try not to get into major spoilers. I'm trying to talk in generalities for that purpose, for those who haven't seen these. But to me, I think that was the best part, and even like the ending between L and Light, how that ended was amazing. By the way, my favorite character in Death Note, it's hard to decide. It's either L or it's God. What was the Death God's name? Ryuk. Yeah, Ryuk. It was either L or Ryuk. Ryuk was an amazing character. He came across as this sort of quirky, almost like demigod kind of character. But if you watch till the end, and by the way, I do recommend watching till the end of the whole anime. Like, he surprises you at the end. He's like, there's a surprise.
A roller coaster.
It is, but that's what I wanted to say. So those are my favorite characters. But yeah, go ahead.
My favorite thing about Ryuk is just the fact of his reason for dropping the Death Note into the human world.
He was bored. He was bored, and that's great. I love it.
Ryuk, why did you drop your Death Note?
I'm bored.
It was and his whole thing with the apples. Oh, it was great. I loved his character.
Is that an apple?
He got so excited about apples. He was a great character. I loved Ryuk. I'll be honest. I think part of my problem was I was mad about the way the whole L and Light thing ended.
Oh God!
I was kind. I kind of did.
Was blown.
I know. I was kind of upset about it, but I won't spoil anything for those who haven't seen it. But yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
All right. We're at 3, correct?
Yes.
Dragon Ball.
Okay. Yeah.
Dragon Ball just.
Yep.
All except GT.
All the GT. Dragon Balls except GT. Fair enough.
And if I'm being really honest.
Yeah.
Even Super.
Oh, okay.
There are some things in Super that I think are cool. There's a lot that I could go without.
Yeah.
For example, the whole thing of Goku deciding that he wants to fight in this big tournament that just so he can see how he stacks up with other universes because he found out that other universes exist. Mm-hmm. So he's going to give out this idea that let's have a tournament and whoever loses, their universe gets destroyed.
Whoa.
Goku?
Are we the baddies?
Goku?
Are we the baddies?
What are you doing? Goku? Go sit in your corner.
Think about what you've done. Bad boy.
Bad. Get your fight. Lower your fighting boner.
When the neutral
Rid
good.
yourself of your fighting boner.
When the neutral good character goes full evil. Like, we're going to destroy whichever planet loses. Woohoo!
And I mean, I'm pretty sure he didn't come up with that caveat.
Yeah.
That was whoever was hosting the Tournament of Power.
Oh, yeah.
I believe that's what it was called.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But yeah, Dragon Ball, in just general, I love the series. Like, I grew up watching Dragon Ball Z. It was one of the very first animes that I have true memory of watching.
Yeah.
Growing up, I will probably have... when I was first watching it, of course, Goku was my dude. Like,
yeah.
I loved Goku.
Yeah.
But looking back on it now, because I actually went back and watched it again with my wife.
Yeah.
Because she actually wanted to go back and watch it herself because I'm a huge fan of the series Dragon Ball Z Abridged.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I love Dragon Ball Z.
Is it bad
Abridged.
that I almost like DBZ Abridged more than I like actual Dragon Ball? Is it bad for you to say that?
It depends on who you talk to.
Oh God, because I'm sorry, there's a lot in. I'm not hating on Dragon Ball Z, but there's a lot about Dragon Ball Z that I could not take seriously. They did a lot of things. I'm like really, like this is what we're doing, and it was hard for me to take seriously. But DBZ went full on. Let's just embrace that shit, and let's just embrace the ridiculousness of this. And I actually like that a lot.
Yeah, but Dragon Ball, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed watching Goku's ascension to who he would be.
Yeah.
Master Roshi, Krillin, Tien.
Oh yeah.
All the people, Yamcha, before he became a meme. Dragon Ball Z, the Frieza arc. I wasn't really that big on when the androids were first introduced in Dragon Ball Z.
Right.
But then when they brought in Cell.
Yeah.
When they brought in Cell.
Yeah.
Oh my God. and I'm not even talking about a bridge. I'm talking about legitimate Dragon Ball.
Yes.
like for legitimate Dragon Ball, it was. He gave you nightmares. So yeah, Dragon Ball is hands down, at least for this tier list sitting, my number 3.
Cool. I dig it. So we're going on to number 2?
2.
Okay, so I cheated a little bit on number 2 because I have a tie for number 2. It's 2, but I will be brief. I will sort of cut down both of them. But it's a tie. I couldn't decide. So it's a tie between Attack on Titan and Elfen Lied. So,
Oh God.
yeah. And kind of for similar reasons. So let me quickly talk about why Attack on Titan is so high on my list and why I love it so much. I'm a big fan of really good storytelling and writing that doesn't hold back and isn't afraid to like kill characters and like to just portray really bad things happening. And that is what Attack on Titan is. It does a lot of good things for me. It's really good storytelling. It's not afraid to kill off characters and kill off, more importantly, main characters. And what's more than that, kill off main characters who have been with us through multiple seasons. And they're just dead. And that takes some balls, and yes, you're going to traumatize your viewers, and, Attack on Titan can be a very traumatizing anime to watch.
Oh, yeah.
But
I've not seen I've not even finished the full season 1, but, like, I know that there was a lot of people who would be talking about Attack on Titan, and a lot of them were, like, mind blown after just the first season.
Oh, yeah, 100%. But you definitely do have to be in a certain mood and be able to handle that sort of thing to enjoy it. But
Elfen Lied kind of falls into that same category.
Exactly.
If you're wanting to watch an anime to feel happy or just watch something
Elfen Lied
fun,
is not
or
it.
watch something for fun,
Yeah.
you're not watching Elfen Lied.
Right. That's not the
You're only
that's
watching
not the
Elfen
one.
Lied if you want to have your heart torn from your chest and shoved into a grinder.
I kind of enjoy it. It makes me feel alive. But I mean, seriously, like if you can handle that sort of thing, like because Elfen Lied specifically is very gory. It's very violent. It is very ruthless. And it's sort of this anime about this mysterious character who breaks out of this detention, murders a whole bunch of people, and then it's just out into the wild. And it's like, oh God, what are they going to do next? Who are they going to kill? What are they going to do? And that's sort of what it's about. And it sort of goes back and forth between certain things. But it's really good storytelling too. Elfen Lied, that's why I like Elfen Lied also, is the combat and the violence and stuff. It's gory, but it's done really well. And the storytelling with it, to me, is really, really good. Mm-hmm. Like, you get to know some characters very briefly, but they let you know, it's like, look, there's this character, but they're going to be directly involved with the scary thing, and so don't get too attached. So sort of going in, it's like, okay, this could end bad for this character, but and when things do go bad, you still feel bad. It's like, even though you kind of see it coming, it's like, oh God, no, why? Oh, and it does that so well. It's really good.
For those who have seen Elfen Lied, puppies.
Okay, who did it better, Elfen Lied or Full Metal Alchemist?
God, don't say that!
So your answer is Full Metal Alchemist. Got it. Got him.
You said it before I could.
Yes. High five, Kit Kat. I'm gonna die. Viewers, please save me. If something happens to me, you know what it was. Both these people are gonna kill me. Oh God. But anyway, yeah, that's really all I want to say. Elfen Lied. Oh, one thing that made Elfen Lied really good for me was the music. The music from that anime was just so perfect. It carried so much emotion to some of these scenes that were happening that, because you're always on this tension. Like, is this bad thing going to happen?
Okay, so because of the reminder...
Did you make an amendment?
I actually had to do the same thing you did, make a split.
Okay.
For number 2.
All right.
For number 2, for me, it's Yu Yu Hakusho.
Okay.
And Full Metal Alchemist.
Hey, there we go. Speaking of Full Metal Alchemist.
Because, again, those were... Okay, Full Metal Alchemist and Yu Yu Hakusho were the first two animes that I watched that dealt in real serious tones.
Yeah.
They were the first two animes that I watched that had much more serious tones to them.
Right.
Were they ridiculous at times? Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. Especially Yu Yu Hakusho.
Yeah.
But did they deal with things that were prevalent?
Mm-hmm.
Also, yes.
Yeah. See, and that's really good.
Now,
Shows that can
Fullmetal
balance
Alchemist,
those two.
Yeah.
are
Now,
really
Full Metal Alchemist was by far, to me personally, Full Metal Alchemist was by far more darker than Yu Yu Hakusho.
Are we talking about the original Full Metal Alchemist or Full Metal Alchemist
Either or.
Brotherhood?
Either
Okay.
or.
All right. Fair enough.
General Armstrong.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Christopher Sabat
Yes.
does that role so well.
His
and
character
I
was
love him
great.
for
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. His character was great. I agree. Yeah. Definitely agreed.
Behold the power of the Armstrong family!
He was the show's paladin, basically.
Pretty fucking much. Pretty fucking much.
Yeah.
I smite you with my fist!
With my man fist. Yeah.
One of my favorite
Oh
parts
my
from
God.
Full Metal Alchemist was when General Armstrong and Ed's teacher,
Oh, yeah.
Izumi,
Izumi, yeah. Great character, too. Izumi.
her husband. When her
Yes!
husband...
When they met each other!
Yes!
Yes!
They met each other for the first time, and it was a freaking flex off.
Yeah.
I was losing my shit because
See,
it was so amazing.
It was hilarious. That was an example of doing quirky the anime tropes right.
Like, what was
For
amazing was
amusement.
they were like looking for information or something.
Yes.
And Armstrong goes,
Boys, move aside.
Yeah.
Let me take care of this.
Stand aside.
and-
It is
and
time
he-
for a
and
flex off.
The husband was just kind of looking at the... Not bad.
Yes.
And then they just fucking bonded like a brotherly
It was
muscle.
great. That was one of the better
It
moments.
was one of the best fucking parts. I love it
Yes,
so
I
much.
agree. I 100% agree.
And also, Full Metal Alchemist is one of the animes that gave me the most nightmares.
Oh God, yes.
And one of
For the
few
reason
animes that made me cry.
yeah, and one of those reasons where we kind of touched on a minute ago.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I hate every person who makes a reference to that moment.
You're welcome. Anime smile, anime wink.
I'll always see all the memes and jokes about that one particular scene, and I will instantly, there are so many times I nearly throw my phone because I have such a visceral reaction to that one scene.
Oh, it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad.
That or, like, especially nowadays, now that I have my own child,
Yeah. Oh,
the
yeah.
Major Hughes scene.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God.
Yeah.
I remember watching that with my wife, and that scene came up, and I was sitting there. My wife was sitting here with a look of agastment. Just,
Yeah.
you didn't tell me. I told you something was, but you didn't tell me it was this.
Yeah. Some shocking
Someone
moments.
hold the little girl.
Yeah. If you thought that was bad, never watch Elfen Lied. you don't want to watch that one.
I'm sorry, I don't plan on watching it.
Yeah. You probably don't want to.
But now for Yu Yu Hakusho,
Yeah.
Yu Yu Hakusho is just a badass show.
Oh yeah.
Yu Yu
yeah.
Hakusho is just a straight up badass show.
I haven't seen that one. I've heard about it though.
Like
Don't know much about
love I loved it
Mm-hmm.
just strictly because it was again a simple showing. But the further on you got in the show, it was a slow start.
Yeah.
Like Yu Yu Hakusho was definitely a slow start of a show,
Yeah.
but it was worth the wait.
Mm.
Like I'm still trying to get into the process of finishing the show.
Mm-hmm.
I gotten to a part near where basically everything is beginning to kind of wrap up.
Okay.
This is like the final arc of the show. Is
Okay.
where I left off at.
Right.
And I'm probably gonna be a fanboy for a moment and just say Karama. Kurama's probably one of my favorite characters to just look at.
Okay. I'm not familiar with it, but I'll take your word for it.
Kurama is basically this dude who...
Pathfinder terms, Kitsune.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay.
He was a kid who got possessed by a fox spirit who was trying to escape from hunters, and then the two spirits basically kind of entwined with one another.
Oh, okay.
So now they're basically two people in one body.
Okay, I gotcha. That's cool.
And he has manipulation over plants. So he's able to infuse his spiritual energy into like a rose seed.
It's kind of like a druid almost.
And then he can basically turn this seed into a whip.
Oh yeah, very much like a druid. That's cool.
And that's just his whole shtick is plants. Like,
okay,
if you let him hit you with a plant or some kind of
it's gonna hurt.
Flora.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's cool. I like it.
And then Kuwabara. Love Kuwabara again. Awesome. Christopher Sabat.
Yeah.
Wait, was that Christopher Sabat?
Okay.
So
we want to go to number 1.
Going on number 1.
Okay. So
confirmation it was Christopher Sabat.
Oh, it was? Very cool. Awesome. You were right. So my number 1 is both Naruto and Naruto Shippuden, and I have to exclude Boruto from this just because I haven't really seen it. I have seen like a few little clips of Boruto, but Naruto and Shippuden are my number 1. I will start with maybe the worst thing about it. I'll get this out of the way. Well, I personally see 2 worst things about it.
Filler.
Filler is one of them, similarly to Bleach, but at least in Naruto and Shippuden, the filler was pretty much strictly that was filler, because all of the main arcs, I thought were almost all of them were really good. I was into all of it. And Naruto, another reason it's number 1 is I've seen all of it. I've seen the original Naruto, the movies, and Shippuden all the way. So that's another reason why I can rate it so high, just because I'm familiar with it. I've seen it. But the other thing that was bad is straight up the English dub of Naruto was bad, especially like Naruto's voice itself. I was fortunate and smart in that I watched it English sub, and it was so much better than the English dub. Oh my god, like the original Japanese voices, I'm sorry, like people may disagree with me, but whatever. I've seen both, and just straight up the the original Japanese voices with the English subs that version is just way better than the English dub. I'm sorry. Date Bayo equals believe it. Like, oh my god, it's so cringe. The English dub was so cringe. It was bad. Yeah, I just loved all of it, and especially like toward the end of Shippuden, I thought was kind of perfect. Like, it was sort of a culmination of everything that finally brought everything together. And I think maybe my personal favorite arc of the entire series was the whole Pain arc of Shippuden. That was really well written, really well done. Sort of this insurmountable villain that kills off characters, like certain characters die. And to me, Naruto's Sage Mode, because that was a big thing in Naruto, were sort of the different jutsus and the different techniques that they would use in combat and stuff. That was sort of one of its shticks. And to me, Naruto's Sage Mode, and sure, Jiraiya's Sage Mode, and that whole thing was like one of the best combat techniques ever in the show. The way they used it, it was chef's kiss. It was done really well.
But yeah, like I said, I just kind of have a love-hate relationship with Naruto.
Yeah.
I love it, but there are certain moments of it that that annoy me beyond reasoning. It's not even the voice thing. For me, it's how... For me, it's kind of how... I feel like Naruto got the short end of the stick a lot. Mm-hmm. Like, he came back from this 2.5-year training journey.
Yeah.
And all he learned...
It wasn't a lot.
In that 2.5 years...
Yeah.
Was a single Rasengan variant.
Yeah. And
how to better utilize shadow clones. Which, okay, fine. The shadow clone thing, good for you.
Yeah.
But in that same amount of time, Sakura went from being a useless, flat-chested
Character.
bimbo
To a slightly less useless, flat-chested bimbo.
to
Sorry, but
a very well-versed medic.
Yeah.
She went.
She learned a lot through Tsunade.
She became a very well-trained medic.
Yeah.
And I will at the very least defend her in that stance. Like she became a top-notch medic.
Yeah.
But yeah, she became, in the 2.5 years that he was gone, she became like a top-notch medic who is on par with Shizune, who is Tsunade's right-hand woman.
Yes.
And then, of course, Sasuke learns all these different things.
Oh, yeah.
Fire variant jutsus, lightning variant jutsus, body enhancement jutsus, and swords techniques, and all these things.
Yeah.
And Naruto didn't learn jack fuck in those 2.5 years.
From Jiraiya, who was a great...
Who's one of the most world-renowned ninjas of the frickin' ninja world.
He was one of the legendary Sannin. They called him the legendary Sannin, which was pretty much Jiraiya, Orochimaru, and Tsunade. That they were the legendary Sannin, and he was one of them. Yet he couldn't teach Naruto a whole lot more.
Number one for me, and this will come as no surprise to those who know me or to my wife, as I am currently drinking from my cup of the show.
A product placement question mark? Anime wink?
7 Deadly Sins. 7 Deadly Sins, and I don't care.
Nobody cares. Nobody cares.
I don't care who you are. You can be those people who are like, oh, it's just a bunch of OP people.
Nah.
There's no reasoning behind their strength.
I loved Seven Deadly Sins. 7 Deadly Sins was great.
I loved everything about 7 Deadly Sins. I actually started on the manga. I went to Books A Million one day. I found the very first volume of it. I looked at it, and at first I thought, okay, so this kid finds some ancient artifact or whatever, and he goes on this adventure with this girl, and da-da-da-da. I got a minute. I can read through this.
Yeah.
I picked it up. I started reading it, and I was wrong on all accounts.
Mm-hmm.
And then I kept reading, and I kept reading, and I kept reading, and I kept reading, and then I looked over to my wife. Hey, babe, I'm buying some books. And then one day I'm washing dishes, and so I was basically like turning something on the TV for me to kind of use as background noise as I was washing dishes.
Yep.
I was going through Netflix, and then I saw something that looked really familiar. Like I recognized the art style.
Uh-huh.
I went over to the thumbnail and saw 7 Deadly Sins. Like, there's an anime.
Yep.
And I binge watched the entire show.
Nice.
And I loved everything about the show.
Nice.
I love the storyline. I love the characters, the story behind the land, and like all these different things, the magical abilities, and just all the lore, everything. I loved
good.
it.
Yeah, it's good.
It actually kind of went into a lot of design and influence for a lot of future characters I would play for like D&D campaigns or Pathfinder campaigns.
Yeah.
And it also lent a lot to a small plug-in on my own part, mine and my wife's book.
Okay.
7 Deadly Sins went into a lot into development of the book that we have.
Makes sense.
Now, like, it's not like I went and copied and pasted, but there was a lot of heavy influence from 7 Deadly Sins into that world.
Yeah.
And hands down, favorite character as I again sip through from my cup.
Your 7 Deadly Sins cup.
Said character from said show, Bon. The most amazing guy that I don't care. Bon is like the best character of the show. I will fight you. I will fight the person who disagrees with me because Bon is one of the best fucking characters of the show.
There you go.
And just I love everything about 7 Deadly Sins.
Yeah.
I am the guy who would go out and buy so many Seven Deadly Sins memorabilia if I had the funds.
I
would have the entire manga collection. I would have the different posters for each character. Hell, at one point in the future, whenever I have a chance to get a tattoo, I eventually plan on getting a tattoo of the Dragon Sin tattoo and the Fox Sin tattoo. Because Bon and Meliodas are my boys.
Subscribe to our Patreon so that Adam will get Seven Deadly Sins tattoos. We'll post pictures. Smile, thumbs up.
But yeah, like, and I actually got to meet the dude who voices Meliodas at an anime convention.
Oh, cool.
The coolest guy. He is a sweetheart.
Awesome.
Bryce Pappenbrook.
Okay.
And he is such a cool guy.
Awesome.
Like, I loved meeting him. Then, of course, I want to meet Bond's voice actor so much.
Ooh, yeah.
I want to go to a con
where he's there,
where Benjamin Diskin is located at, just so I can finally meet him, and just because I want to hear him do Bond.
Yeah.
That's all I want. That's all I want is just to hear Benjamin Diskin do Bond.
Hell yeah.
In person.
Nice.
That way I can properly do a squeal as I listen to him talk.
Yes.
We only even got to do 2 tier lists.
Yep.
We were originally aiming for like maybe...
Just keep it on the wheel, and we'll do more tier lists in the future.
We were aiming for...
Put it back on the list.
Yeah.
To be chosen again later.
Yep, we'll do more.
We were aiming for
later.
4 originally, but we only got 2. Again, thank y'all for coming in and listening to us ramble on about things that no one cares about.
Yes. And join us for the next one. And
yes,
subscribe.
Indeed. Subscribe, like, favorite,
share all the social media
your
stuff.
Your friends, your family.
Leave nasty comments. Leave kind comments. Do all of the things. We can take it.
Tell us we suck.
Tell us we're awesome.
We don't suck.
Yeah.
Tell us if you want us to suck something.
We might just do it. Wink. I'll try anything once. And on that note, we should put that on one of the topics. Things Jared would try. Anyway, till next time. Goodbye. Adios. Sayonara.
We love you all. Bye.